excellent second in that Q1 session. Only 6,000 he was behind Bagnaia, powering the factory Ducati out of that tight first gear, turn 12. Over the line he comes, slots himself back on the front row. That was an excellent last sector from Bagnaia. Miller up into fourth place. Yeah, they like what they see inside Pramac Yamaha. This has been some debut, hasn't it, on the Wiseau M1 so far for Jack Miller. As it stands right now, comfortably out-qualifying Fabio Quartararo, the established star for the Iwata factory. 128.955 took Pecco on the front row, so he's the third rider joining the Marquez brothers into the 28s.
Alex going wide there in the background coming through turn 1, but he is on his out lap, so don't be concerned by that. We haven't seen anything resembling a 29.0 from a Yamaha before in this Buriram circuit, so that is quite a statement from Jack Miller. Of course, helped by the reference up ahead of him of Pecco Bagnaia, but you've still got to do the lap, and Jack Miller certainly did the lap. Bagnaia is continuing to push on. He's on a personal best halfway round, which might potentially slot him in between the Marquez brothers and alongside his teammate.
And straight away on the money is Marc Marquez. Runs over the curbs on the outside of turn 4. He's up through the first two sectors. Are we on course to see the fastest ever MotoGP lap around this 4.55 kilometre Buriram circuit? This will be an incredible pace as well, given he's made a mistake in the turn 8, so that lap has gone 3.5 minutes, a little bit around that margin to get back on circuit and have another crack. He's already in control of this session. Bagnaia is not able to make any further inroads into the Marquez siblings. He's remaining on a 128.955. Shame that, because that could have been an all-time lap record from Marquez. He's going to get it wrong into turn 8.
Yeah, this is the corner where he lost a potential win in the race here in wet conditions last year. With the dry here through turn 8, he's gone wide and he's now unable to defend that 128.7 until this next lap, which he's just started. We're getting personal best coming in for Morbidelli, who's currently in 6th place. Surprisingly, we haven't seen too much yet from Marco Bezzecchi, who's currently 7th, and Pedro Acosta 8th. Both would expect it to have it at least a row further up the grid than that.
Somebody's gone down. There's a problem for somebody, whether it's a mechanical or whether it's been out of fall in our headsets. And that, of course, is going to drag out the yellow flags late on in this session. Morbidelli, it's Marco Bezzecchi, who was down at turn 3 yesterday to create a bit of late yellow flag drama. It's not going to impact Frankie Morbidelli, who goes up into 6th place. The charge from Bagnaia and Miller, of course, has dropped Ayagura back down to 5th spot. But those yellow flags, that's a deep and long gravel trap there at turn 3. Those yellow flags might be out for a little bit of time here. Trail breaking into 3. Just carrying a little bit of lean angle. Was he perhaps a little bit wider? Just biting off a little bit more there on that front tyre. This was a carbon copy, really, of Bez's get-off yesterday.
And that also just underlines why it was quite useful for Bagnaia and Miller to go out when they did. They went out before the second wave of laps came in, and they got themselves into 3rd and 4th. Ralph Fernandez has just gone up into 7th place on the second of the Trackhouse Aprilias, but he's still a quarter of a second adrift of his rookie teammate. We'll wait and see to whether Ralph Fernandez got that lap in and missed the yellows.
Well, the Bezzecchi crash, we do know that Ayagura is going to at least out-qualify one of the other Aprilias in this Q2 session. Joan Mir finally finds some pace, a 129.422. That finally betters his best time from yesterday. That only good enough to put him up into 10th place. And there is Mir, actually, down. Well. That's at turn 3 as well. So, of course, once again, out will come the yellow flags. And this is where Marc Marquez is coming in. So that is session over. So Marc Marquez at the moment, is he going to be able to get back out or get out of this yellow flag area and then maybe have time to come round for one more lap?
Well, he'll be on the 3rd lap, losing the 3rd time lap on that tyre, so he's certainly lost the best of the grip available to him. Here comes Joan Mir then, and he's got slightly further round than we saw for Bezzecchi. He had a couple of goes at saving that, but ultimately Mir unsuccessful. He will start on the 4th row of the grid.
Yeah, well, that was that front tyre saying, you're near the limit, you're near the limit. You're over the limit, mate. Sorry about that. Well, he tried to save it, didn't he? Any tips? So down goes Joan Mir. I think HRC would probably been expecting a little bit more after an excellent Friday. Looking at the lap times, though, 30 seconds remaining. He was the big pre-session favourite for that 67th MotoGP pole position. Looks like that's going the way of Marc Marquez, but my eyes are just drawn to the rider in 5th place, Ayagura. In his first ever MotoGP qualifying session is going toe-to-toe with the very, very best. Such limited experience in this kind of high-pressure situation where you've got 15 minutes and 2 attempts to find a lap time. It just shows what a cool and mature head he's got on those young shoulders. He's the headline act for me, despite the Marquez heroics.
Yeah, nothing phases this young man, the reigning Moto2 champion. Marc Marquez isn't quite done yet. He did just get over the line in time for 1 more lap, although I don't think anyone is in danger of taking pole position away from him. The only rider who was improving on circuit was Fabio Quartararo, but he's not going to get himself much higher up the grid than 11th place. And it's also worth pointing out from a trackhouse point of view, as Quartararo does move up a spot into 10th place, with Morbidelli's penalty in 6th. We'll have both trackhouse Aprilias on the 2nd row of the grid.
Ayagura is going to start the Thai Grand Prix on his debut as the leading Aprilia rider. Absolutely sensational. Marc Marquez wants an all-time lap record, doesn't he, on his factory Ducati debut. He's in prime position here to get a reference from his brother Alex just ahead of him on circuit. Now they come through turn 9, on board then with 93. Now it's got away. I think there's just not enough side grip in that sort of sector 3 to allow Marc to attack for the all-time lap record. All immaterial, of course, because he is going to open his account in red with pole position, courtesy of the 128.782, which was only a whisker away from being the fastest ever MotoGP lap here in Buriram. But what a way to kick off his factory Ducati career, as it is Marc Marquez, who does indeed take pole position. Once again, it is an all Marquez family affair. Marc Marquez pole, Alex Marquez in 2nd place with a 128.928, and Marc Marquez's assessment yesterday that Pecco Bagnaia will not only come through Q1, he will find himself on the front row, was absolutely spot on, wasn't it? The Marquez brothers then and Bagnaia, your front row. Jack Miller will go away leading row 2. That is some Yamaha debut for the Australian.